Hello, once more, everyone. Welcome back to the channel back here on YouTube doing the 2024 Week 14 NFL Prediction Video Series. After going 7-0 in Week 13, my personal season record is now 49-42 on the year. Going to go at 7 great games this week. Let's get started right away, starting with the first game. Thursday night in Detroit between the Packers and the Lions. The Lions with 1 loss, Packers with 3 losses, I believe, with 9 wins on the year. Haven't seen it with one of those divisions, which could get 3 teams in, just like the FC West, which we'll talk about later on in the video. Start out, Packers, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, a matchup where the Lions have won recent games in memories, and won the last 3 or so, the last 4 over the last 2.5 years. Lions looking to make it 5 in a row against the Packers. Packers coming in, Jordan Love has weapons as well, just like the Jared Goff does, but which team has momentum in this game on Thursday night? Recent memories, the best game that happened on a Thursday night in Detroit was Aaron Rodgers throwing a Hail Mary to win the game. Way back when. That is history in itself right now. Because the Lions, they're looking with 1 loss, looking like they're going to be a team that's going to spoil teams' seasons. But can Jordan Love do that with the Packers? I think Jordan Love's making his own history in his own right as a young quarterback. Second year starter, can he do what he can and win games? I think he can. I think the Lions can do that too, for Jared Goff and their weapons. But I think this matchup comes down to which team makes the least amount of mistakes in it. And again, it could be one of those games where whoever wins sets themselves up to win the division most likely. Lions at the moment playing at home. I like the Lions at home this week, but I think Jordan Love and the Packers have a little extra momentum maybe coming in after both playing last Thursday. I think the Packers winning this game would spoil the Lions' season potentially. I like Jordan Love and the Packers. I'm going on the road this week. I think that it's going to be the one team that's going to give them fits this year in the regular season. So I'm going to the Packers here, surprisingly, as I do think Jordan Love and the Packers go to Detroit and beat Jared Goff and the Lions on Thursday. Next up, Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. They travel to Minnesota to play the Vikings. And looking at this matchup, Kirk Cousins going back to the Vikings against his former team on the road on Sunday. It's going to be an interesting one. Falcons coming in on a 4-game losing streak. Vikings, they're coming in off a win over the weekend, barely with Arizona 23-22. And so the Vikings, can they get a win on a tough team? Or can the Falcons get a win to snap their losing streak? Unfortunately, the Falcons on a 4-game losing streak. That's unfortunate for the Falcons in its own right. For the Vikings playing at home, they find ways to win late. And when they do that, they just win. They did it against the Bears in overtime a few weeks back. They didn't last week against the Cardinals. And they do it again for a 3rd time in the last 3 weeks. I think it does happen this week with the Vikings, but I think this weekend will be close. I think Kirk Cousins coming in with the Falcons keeps the game close late, but I think the Vikings do it again. You can call the Vikings whatever you want, the cardiac Vikings. They scare people and give people heart attacks, their fan base. And I think that's going to happen this week with the Vikings, as I do think the Vikings win at home on Sunday afternoon. Next up, Carolina Panthers going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Now, the question is, why am I picking this game? Why is this game in the repertoire this week? Well, I'll give you my reasoning. This game looks like a game where the Eagles, I don't know, they're probably going to be the pick. You're probably thinking they're going to be the pick for sure. But 2 teams, the Eagles are coming off a big win against the Ravens for 24-19. Because Justin Tucker has missed multiple kicks in the game, field goals, extra points last week. But for the Panthers, they're a team that's rebuilding. They're coming in. They play the Buccaneers over the weekend. The Eagles, they're one of those teams, though, that's going to surprise people. They will have their wins here and there. They'll also get weird losses here and there as well, which they do occasionally happen. But it's not one of those games I'm going to look at and say, oh, look, this one happens, this one doesn't happen. I like Jalen Hurts and the Eagles playing this game because the Panthers, they're a team interesting to watch. Young team. The Eagles, they know what they are. They know how to win. But I'm only picking the Eagles because Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they can make some history this week. They don't always win games. They win every week almost. But the Panthers, can they spoil the team? Potentially. It depends who starts their quarterback. But I like the Eagles a little bit more in this matchup because the Eagles playing at home, they always know how to win. And I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will do that this week against the Panthers. Moving on. Geno Smith Seahawks come in. They play the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray on the road. A few weeks ago, this matchup was a game I picked. I picked Geno Smith and the Seahawks at home to win against the Arizona Cardinals, and the Seahawks won 16-6 back in Week 12. Week 14, 2 weeks later, interestingly enough, they're meeting again, this time in Arizona. Kyler Murray's home. Two teams, the Arizona Cardinals, they're surprised this year. Seahawks are surprised as well. You would have thought 49ers have not had the best year at all this season at all. Unfortunately, that happens in the NFL, and it's always rare when it happens. And the AFC West, the NFC North, the NFC West, I mean, they look interesting this year. You have all kinds of division leaders this year. The AFC North is weird. The NFC South is weird. The NFC West is weird as well, with teams that aren't supposed to be where they are and where they are at. And this is one of those divisions that I find interesting. Seahawks won a few weeks ago. This weekend, Kyler Murray and the Cardinals playing at home against the Seahawks could be the game to watch because it could have division championship implications, and it could be one of those matchups that it happens in. With that being said, I think these are two teams that mirror image one each other. They play the West Coast style offenses, and they know how to play good games. But I think Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, I think they make this game a win at home. After losing 2 weeks ago to Seattle 16-6, I think the Cardinals playing at home this time. I think they get a little more momentum playing at home. I think they get a win finally at home against the Seahawks. Split the season series. Will at least be in the postseason. We'll have to win and see, but I do think the Cardinals win at home surprisingly. After picking against them 2 weeks ago, I'm picking against the Seahawks this week. Going with the Cardinals this time around on their game on Sunday. Moving on. Josh Allen and the Bills, future MVP of the season. He's going up against the Rams and Matthew Stafford. A game which will be interesting to see. On Sunday afternoon, the Rams and Bills. Now, one thing I'll say about the Bills going into enemy environment in LA SoFi Stadium, a place where it's hard to win is this. Earlier this year, the Dolphins in the AFC East went to LA, played the Rams, and lost on a Monday night. This time around, it's Josh Allen and the Bills' turn to go to LA and play the Rams. The Rams, who are a good team, a team that could potentially win the NFC West. And one of these games that could make the Bills, are they going to be a number 1 seed? Will they be a number 2 seed? I think the Bills this week, it all depends on what happens against the Rams this week. And looking at the Stafford and Rams, they can play you well. They can prove that you're not as good as it is. And I keep saying this about the Bills. They know how to win in the regular season, but they can't finish in the postseason because they always lose to the Kansas City Chiefs for some reason. But can they finish the regular season game against the Rams and go win it on the road? Personally, I think it's going to be tough. I think this game's going to come down to which other offense can move the ball, which team doesn't make the least amount of mistakes. And if you can't make mistakes, who knows what's going to happen. I think the Rams, Matthew Stafford played the Bills great, but at the end of the day, I think the Bills and Josh Allen come away with a win, but barely come away with a win here on Sunday this week, unlike the Dolphins did. Because the Dolphins beat the Rams, but the Rams, they played well in that game, lost to the Dolphins, and the Rams didn't play well at all. But I think the Bills learned from Miami and won't make mistakes. Because Miami kicked a lot of field goals in that game, and the Rams had to play from behind. But I'm taking the Bills this week. Next up, Sunday Night Football. Justin Herbert and the Chargers going into play. The Chiefs, the one-loss Kansas City Chiefs, just like the Lions. Look at this matchup. Justin Herbert's Patrick Mahomes, two teams. They know how to play against each other, and they played against each other in the past. The Chargers, a few years ago, Justin Herbert and the Chargers went into Kansas City, beat Mahomes in like week 3, week 4. I think that was 3 years ago or so. And that was a game. That was one of the easier games for the Chargers to play. And if you look at the Chiefs, their team, their offensive line is an issue there. The offensive line is the biggest issue for the Chiefs. Their running game needs to step up. Patrick Mahomes needs to make some bigger plays, I think, to win. And he needs to start throwing to DeAndre Hopkins a little bit more and some other receivers in the matchup It's one of those games where the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, they need to make plays and not make mistakes on offensive line with the offensive line and stuff. For Justin Herbert, they need to come in and just play the Chiefs defense well and line up with the Chiefs defense and play them like they know how. And if there's going to be a team that beats the Chiefs, that's a division team. I think it could be the Chargers here in week number 14 because the Chiefs barely beat the Chargers on the road, and the Chiefs know what to do. And I think this game will come down to, will Kansas City make mistakes? If they make mistakes, then you're going to get in trouble. But you can't have the referees bail you out every week. And it seems like the referees have. But overall, I look at the matchup, and I think this. Who do I want? Do I want number 10 or number 15 starting for finishing out the game on a final play? At the end of the day, I think the Chargers might get a chance, but I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will make the more plays late to win. So give me Kansas City in this one here, taking a run on the road, getting a run at home against the Chargers. As the Chargers go to Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday night. Moving on, the last game of the night. Bengals, Joe Burrow, Cowboys, and Cooper Rush. And we talked about this. Bengals, Joe Burrow, he's had issues this year. Cowboys, Cooper Rush, two teams. Just trying to play for style and play for next year. Is it too early to say next year? I don't know. If something crazy happens, the Bengals make a run and win, make the postseason, we'll see what happens there. Cincinnati Bengals are hurting me because I predicted them to be a playoff team this year. And Cowboys, I think I predicted them as well. These are two teams that need to rebuild, need to look ahead next season. And the good thing to do this going into a game on Monday Night Football next week. Should be interesting to watch. Cooper Rush, Joe Burrow, two teams. Joe Burrow, he's been the quarterback for a long time. He's battled too many injuries the last few years. For Cowboys and Cooper Rush, they are without Dak Prescott for the year. Can they make a run? I don't think they will, but they won last week on Thanksgiving, their first home win. And that being said, I do think the Cowboys playing at home this week get another win. I do think Joe Burrow and the Bengals get upset again, fall 4-9. So give me Cooper Rush and the Cowboys at home this week on Monday Night Football on Monday. With that being said, recap who I'm taking. I'm taking Jordan Love of the Packers in Detroit against Jared Goff on Thursday. On Sunday, I'm taking Sam Darnold and the Vikings against Kirk Cousins of the Falcons. In Philadelphia, I'm taking Jalen Hurts and the Eagles over the Panthers. In Arizona, I'm taking Kyler Murray and the Cardinals over Geno Smith and the Seahawks. In LA, I'm taking Josh Allen and the Bills against the Rams and Matthew Stafford. And in Kansas City, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs over the Chargers and Justin Herbert. And in Dallas, I'm taking Cooper Rush and the Cowboys over the Bengals and Joe Burrow on Monday night. Hope you enjoyed the Week 14 NFL predictions. Comment below who your favorite team swing if you think they're going to win this week. And don't forget to please watch, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends to do the same if they haven't done so yet already. With that being said, have a good day, stay safe, and peace out. I'll see you right back here next week on Tuesday, Week 15 NFL predictions. Halfway done. We have 4 more weeks after this week. I'll see you next week on Tuesday, Week 15. Good day, stay safe, and peace out, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. See ya.